Repair Clinic makes fixing things easy, with millions of replacement parts available on our website and the help you need to do the repair yourself. Since we encourage you to perform this procedure safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. Most front-load washer repairs will require some disassembly of the appliance. Before you attempt this, be sure to unplug the power cord. To uninstall the washer door, use a T25 Torx bit to unthread the screws, securing the door hinge. With the screws unthreaded, lift the door up to detach it from the front panel. To reach the door glass and door hinge, use a T15 Torx bit to unthread the screws, holding the inner and outer door panels together. Separate the panels. To release the door hinge, use the T15 Torx bit to unthread the screws, securing the hinge cover plate. Remove the plate and detach the old door hinge. Replace or reinstall the hinge by first confirming that the plastic hinge bearings are in place. Then position the hinge on the inner door panel. Position the hinge cover plate and secure it with the screws. Realign the inner and outer door panels. Rethread the screws to secure. Insert the hinge tabs into the front panel slots. Rethread the screws to secure. To remove the washer's top panel, use a 1/4-inch socket or nut driver to unthread the rear screws securing the panel. Slide the top panel back and lift up to detach to access components like the water inlet valve, control board, and pressure switch. To detach the control panel housing, first pull out the detergent dispenser drawer and depress the tab to release it. Use a T20 Torx bit to unthread the screws in the dispenser housing. Next, unthread the control panel housing mounting screws. You can now lift up the tabs to detach the housing. If you need to uninstall the front panel, use needle nose pliers to remove the outer clamp securing the door boot seal. Pull the seal off the lip of the front panel. Using a T20 Torx bit, unthread the screws securing the door latch assembly. Now lift up the front of the washer and support it. Then use the 1/4-inch socket or nut driver to remove the 4 lower mounting screws securing the front panel. Remove the support and lower the appliance. Use a 5/16" socket or nut driver to unthread the 3 upper mounting screws. You can now lift the front panel up to detach it from the cabinet to replace the front shock absorbers or the door boot seal. To replace a shock absorber, use a small flathead screwdriver to depress the locking tabs on the upper shock absorber mount, then use pliers to rotate the mount to release. Release the lower mount in the same manner. Install the new shock absorber by first inserting the lower mount into the base, then rotate clockwise to lock it into place. Align the upper mount with the tub and rotate to secure. Reposition the front panel on the cabinet. Replace the upper screws. Support the front of the washer to replace the lower screws. Reposition the door latch on the front panel and rethread the screws to secure. Align the door boot seal on the lip of the front panel. Replace the outer boot clamp in the groove to secure. Securing the clamp near the top will make this easier. Reinsert the control panel housing tabs into the slots in the front panel and snap the housing into place. Rethread the mounting screws on top. Replace the dispenser housing screws. Slide the dispenser drawer into the housing. Realign the top panel and slide it into position. Secure the screws. To access components like the drain pump, temperature sensor, and the rotor stator assembly, you'll need to remove the rear access panel. Remove the 4 rear access panel plugs if intact. Use a 1/4" socket or nut driver to unthread the mounting screws. The top middle screw does not need to be completely unthreaded. Slide the panel to the right to fully detach. If you need to replace the rotor, secure the rotor with a strap wrench. Then use an 11/16" socket to loosen the rotor mounting bolt. Unthread the bolt and carefully pull off the old rotor. Install the new rotor by positioning it on the stator. Then thread and tighten the mounting bolt. Realign the rear access panel on the top middle screw and slide the panel to the left. Tighten the screw and rethread the remaining screws to secure the panel. If you prefer, you can reinstall the panel plugs. With the appliance fully reassembled, plug the power cord back in, and your washer should be ready for use. At Repair Clinic, we make fixing things easy. Thank you for supporting the production of these videos by purchasing your parts from our website.